Mara, how's the boop noodle?
The boop noodle, he's in shed at the moment. So I can't get him out, unfortunately. And
did you say
when
boob noodle?
Yeah. It's
Huh?
Lucius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boob noodle though.
No, boop. Boop.
Oh.
B-O-O-P. Trust you to go boobs.
Not me, so.
There you go. I tell you what, I didn't say anything with it because I'm a noodle, but hey.
And unfortunately, when I went to the shops yesterday, all of the bananas were green, so I can't eat a banana tonight. I've got some strawberries and some water crackers I can mung on.
Bung on.
Nom, 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 nom.
I'll repaste it. There you go. With an actual comment, rant stream live. You like what I called it?
What is it called?
Morrison Is An Asshole.
Well, yeah.
He's a fuckwit.
Yeah? Here's the fuckwit.
Where did you link it? Like, which chat?
Twitter. Mine on Twitter.
Your actual Twitter.
Yeah, on my actual Twitter. Sorry. Just grab it from there.
Rant stream live.
Yeah, that's all I did. Right.
Thinking computer.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we'll get a few people to learn into them now. We've been streaming for 2 minutes.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
How are you?
We are so disorganized. That's how pissed off we all are. We've been pissed off
We
for a
are.
few days.
Fucking
In fact, I
Morrison.
think most of us have been pissed off since the last election, but
Yeah.
it just gets worse as it goes along this term, doesn't it?
Unfortunately.
He hasn't even made full term and we already want him to abort.
Yeah, the unfortunate.
Sorry. Sorry, if you can hear.
Yeah, we can hear.
It's okay. Queenslanders, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, you're a Queenslander. What are you going on about?
Well, that's exactly my point. I did a dummy vote.
Well, what did you do that for?
Because I don't want any party having a preferential vote for my thing. I didn't want to vote. So I gave him a dummy vote.
Fair enough, I suppose. But yeah, come on. You gotta... Your vote has to count, doesn't it? You know, what's the point otherwise?
The only thing I did was put a 1 on the National Sex Party.
Oh, fair. Well, then you did vote, because I'll still count them.
Yeah, but I didn't complete the rest.
It doesn't matter, they'll still count. Will you stop echoing, Maro?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm good now. Sorry about that.
Alright, I need Coke. I need caffeine. Coke.
What?
I need Coke. I need Coke. Not cocaine. I nearly said Coke.
You need cocaine. That's what you need.
I've got the nose for it.
Oh, not just.
So just letting you know, I did not vote for him, by the way.
I didn't
so
vote
you
for
can't
him
blame
either.
me.
You can't blame me. I did not vote for him.
I didn't vote for him either.
No.
By the way, NotJah.
I blame NotJah.
Yeah, let's all blame NotJah.
It's your
He's not
fault.
answering.
What's up, Ausman?
Yeah, NotJah. Critical Triple is looking at you with an evil eye.
Yeah, because he can't make his shit work. He's constipated. He cannot make his shit work.
Yeah, don't worry, Dave. I totally understand. He makes me shit too.
And Mero knows that he can't make his shit work.
What is that even meant to mean? I make you shit? Like,
You give me the shits. I'm sorry.
That's a bad phrasing.
Ooh, you give me the shits now. Ooh.
Shit.
Yeah, no, I make you shit because I'm so good. I make I'm much better than you. I make everyone
Hey, Raven.
shit. Hey, Raven, how are you?
I nearly I nearly knocked my studio light over. Then.
That would have been
That would have been
interesting
interesting.
experience.
Me panicking that I created a fire or something. They get rather hot, these things.
Okay, so we are bitching about Morrison.
We are bitching about Morrison. Well,
what's the initial thing are we going to bitch about? Because there's so much.
Many, isn't there? But I mean, even just in the last week, I mean, his fucking rant about trans people in sports is just fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not even talking about elite sports, not the same crap that the whole issue in the community ended up with over RR. We're just talking about club sports. And there should be no debate at this level at all. You know, it's about participation. It's not about winning competitions. And he goes in and says that trans people are going to be like a sledgehammer to sports and ruin the entire thing. Fucking hell, that's rhetoric if ever I've heard it. I mean, where does he get off with that? I mean, we know where it comes from. It comes from his funny Christian background.
We don't want to know where he gets off.
Off the planet would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Can we send him to Mars?
No, that's mean. It's mean to all of the microbes that may or may not be living there.
Yeah.
Can we send him to the heliosphere? I'd like that.
Without a suit?
What about Mercury?
Nah, still too
he can
close.
work on his tan. I mean, there's that. There's the shit he said about trans kids.
Was this all in the last week?
This one wasn't last week. This was, he reiterated it in the last week, and there was a big thing about it with The Australian, who are another mob of arseholes. But yeah,
the
it was basically saying
newspaper?
that the medical fraternity shouldn't support trans children at all. Yep, and that it is a ideological push to force people to transition who shouldn't be. Yeah.
I'm looking for something that is not breakable. That
I'm like, could he be any more turfy?
Oh, fuck's sake.
But, I mean, during the last election, what was it he said about gays?
Probably a lot of things.
Yeah, he basically said that gay people were less than human.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Hang on.
He retracted it afterwards.
What did he say?
I'm trying to remember what it was, but it came down to saying that gay people, it was in particular context to a question that some journo asked him, but yeah, he basically said that that gay people did not deserve any rights in that section because they don't count in the same way as the rest of us do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't remember what the exact question was, but that was his response. He retracted it later when the hullabaloo came up about what he said.
Yeah,
but that
later.
was before the election.
Later.
That was during his election. During the election campaign.
Why
wasn't that jumped on? Why wasn't that pushed so hard in the media? That
should have been.
Well, we can probably blame the Murdoch-owned press that it wasn't, because they're all a bunch of gobblers as well, aren't they? So.
Well, the thing is, like, here's a surprise to no one who is not Australian. He campaigned in the no on the gay rights the gay marriage plebiscite.
Yeah, he was one of only about 3 politicians who actually did vote no. The rest abstained who were against it. So, yeah. He was active no and refused to abstain. He actually voted no in Parliament, despite his electorate not actually agreeing with him.
That's wrong. I felt really sorry for the people who wanted yes, but their electorates voted no. But I think their duty to their electorate comes first, and they should have voted no. Even if they wanted to vote yes, they should have voted no.
Yeah. This is the thing. I mean, he was all about his own little ideological bent, and the fact that we've got a prime minister who is, well, what was it?
Happy to go against
the other
his
day that they actually booted him out of Hillsong. They shifted him to another more radical church because he was too radical for Hillsong. How do you end up too radical for Hillsong?
With difficulty, but he can do it.
And the church he's moved to is almost NFIB. Almost.
Did you hear what he said about, do you know what he said about what he put his daughters in a Baptist school because he didn't want his daughters to be influenced by other people or something like that.
Yeah. I saw that. No, they had to have a strong Christian upbringing so that they looked at the world in the right way.
Yeah.
So I need to indoctrinate my daughters because they need to think like me.
What if one of them turns out to be gay?
Yeah,
or bi,
exactly.
or trans?
Well, no, he would disown them.
Probably.
I honestly believe that he would disown them. I mean, as much as I hated the smiling shark, at least he didn't disown his fucking sister. Is it? Who ended up? Who was a lesbian?
What's his face?
Smiling
Wabbit.
shark. Yeah.
Wabbit.
Crazy
mum.
Crazy mum.
But he didn't go to a wedding, if I remember correctly.
No, yeah, that's right. But I mean, at least he didn't disown her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, he's still an asshole, but he's not at the same degree of assholery as Morrison. Our country deserves
very,
better.
very similar.
Our country deserves better.
Close.
Oh yeah, very close. Our country deserves better.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Lita.
Hey, Lita.
Lita, what is the name of the church that he got booted
Horizon.
to?
Oh,
Horizon? Is that right?
Horizon is the one that he goes to now.
Yeah, the Horizon is the one that they sent him to because he was too crap. He was too bad for Hillsong.
Which I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, because he's too radical for Hillsong.
One of the things go
support Doc. Support Doc.
Yeah, support Doc.
Hey Doc.
Doc is
Hi Doc. Hey.
People.
One of the things that really gave me the shits is that he put up on Twitter the other day about how he's, really proud of our kids for writing to him about recycling and how they care about the planet. And go fuck yourself, dickhead.
Yeah, he doesn't care about kids.
Fuck yourself.
He cares about kids in that they should be indoctrinated to be as Christian as he is.
Well, the reason why I'm really like, fuck you, go fuck yourself, is because during the school kids protesting against climate change, he's like, you should all go and, go back to school, and, it talks about how kids, the only thing they care about is taking the day off school, and then he's like, turns around, he's like, oh, look at what the kids do. I completely support them in trying to help the environment. And yet he tacitly approved Adani and the Carmichael coal mine.
Yeah.
The coal mine that is basically, if approved, which it was, the nail in the coffin for our entire fucking planet. And he cares about the kids and what they think.
He doesn't. He cares about the short-term gain that he can show on his books to help bolster his political fucking career, which is actually pretty common for most politicians, I must admit. But
so give me a second here.
He's worse.
Yeah, go Godless.
Aussie, it's okay.
Aussie.
You are Godless. What are you fucking talking about?
No, I'm Nervardia now.
We're all Aussie. Hello.
Godless Aussie.
You're Godless.
Yeah, I don't know why it still says Godless Aussie. I've changed it about 7 times. Anyway.
And change it immediately right there in the Zoom. It's easy to do.
Change it now. You're not allowed to speak until you change it.
Well, let him say what he was going to say first, and then
He fixed it. There you go.
I fixed it.
Now.
Okay.
Hey.
Jenny, when I get my plane ticket over to you, and I am getting my plane ticket over to you, I am bending you over my knee and I am spanking you furiously.
You promise?
Can you live stream it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow! Not on my channel.
I'll take it. I'm not monetized anyway, so I'll take it.
It's not a threat. It's a guarantee.
All right, start up a GoFundMe, mate.
Oh, that would be one hell of a GoFundMe, wouldn't it? GoFundMe, I need to fly to WA to spank Jen's ass. We'll do a 24-hour marathon stream about it.
Please
Oh,
Sorry,
do.
Doc. Sorry.
Oh my fucking god.
So why are you spanking her?
Why not?
Because she said, please come.
Ah, okay. All right, fair enough.
You missed the whole earlier
okay.
conversation that led to that.
I thought we got rid of
We
Karma.
were just talking about ScoMo and all of those sorts of folks, and then we're coming and spanking each other.
Well, it's more fun than talking about Scott.
I know, but it's very it's an interesting segue.
It is. It's. I think it comes
Not
down to
often
the fact
you'll
that
go
we'd
from
love
one
to
of those topics to the next. You know, like most people.
Well, it comes down to the
Away.
fact that we would all love to spank ScoMo, but for an entirely different reason. And
Yeah, I was going to say
non-sexual.
definitely a different type of spanking.
Yeah.
Do not make me come over there and spank you as well.
Well, me.
For me,
No,
Nacho.
Pirate Kitty. Pirate Kitty.
Pirate Kitty.
Okay, I thought we got rid of the whole Carmichael Cole thing. I thought we got rid of it 10 years ago.
No, he revived it.
He revived it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not only that, he's cut CSIRO funding to the point that they're not able to do the climate change research they need to do, or the research, or properly fund the protection for the Great Barrier Reef.
Well, I'm now calling him Moscow Morrison.
fuck.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the CSIRO have actually had to look for private sector funding to fund some of their projects for helping defend the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
This is the thing that really, really, really concerns about me. Concerns
It's
me.
about you, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
there's
lots
a
of
lot of
things
things
concern us
concerning
about
you.
Fuck you all.
You
When
fucking
and where?
walked into that one.
When and where?
Yeah.
Uh,
And will you wear
I
the
don't know. I'll have
strap-on
to.
with
I'll
your
have to make it.
No comment.
eye? Well, you'd have to wear a strap-on too. Not sure.
Oh, do I? Do I?
Yeah, you're two-dimensional, dude.
Do I? Jenny,
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck it. I might come and visit you.
Can we live stream it too?
Hell yeah, we can.
It'd be cheaper for you lot to pay for me to fly over there.
I'll prove that it's my kind of tattooed penis.
Not whilst I'm drinking.
The one with no balls.
No, that's her kind. That's the one that she likes.
Why? Why? You can't nut to that.
Exactly. I know, right? Like,
There's nothing
she
to
doesn't
bounce
seem
off
to
the
be.
chin.
She just doesn't dig me. That's life, you know. What are you going to
There's
do?
nothing to bounce off the chin if they got no balls.
Yeah.
Well, you're the one that's into it. Jesus Christ.
It really is.
Yeah, he wouldn't have many.
Anyway.
Yeah, where was that conversation going before that?
Anyway, what I was about to say is that I'm really concerned about the fact that science worldwide is getting cut, like the funding's getting cut and cut and cut. And as most people here would probably know, I'm doing a science degree, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get a job after it.
Yeah, you should have been a dead cert to get into the CSIRO
That's
or
too
something
real.
like that.
And it's
Yeah.
the same with my thing with criminology, because where I want to go is more in the scientific realm rather than I'm a crime fighting cop. Because I can become a cop going that way, but I couldn't really become a cop if in real life.
So are you Starsky or Hutch?
Which one's the lanky one?
Can't remember.
I don't need
Starsky.
to. Yeah, there we go. it's a good name.
Starsky.
So, yeah, but like I couldn't be like I always went into it to be more on the academic side, the scientific side, trying to progress the research and stuff.
So you wanted to be Bones, basically.
No, not a criminal well, there is that as an option, but
on,
I'm
she was clinical pathologist for cases. Okay, she went on sites as well.
Oh,
but-
I might I was going to say I might be thinking of a different show because I'm not too good with TV.
I'm thinking of Bones. The show was called Bones, and the main character
No,
was
I know,
called
but
Bones.
all I know about that, it was some CSI show. That's all I know about it. Literally. I haven't watched television in about 15 years. Okay, so I have no clue.
I thought you were an ex-JW, not a current one.
Yeah.
You know what?
TV's
I think I know.
shit.
I think I know what he's trying to be. I think he's trying to be a forensic scientist.
Yeah. He's trying to be Bones.
No.
You want to...
Okay, so look, the little I know, and this is why I refer to CSI, is because all of those TV shows, they go by the same formula.
Spit it out, motherfucker!
Full of shit. But I don't like the idea of trying to figure out who, no. I actually went into my criminology thing because I wanted to work in advancing our understanding and, progress the prison systems. So I want to try and reform our prisons.
Oh, okay, so you're more interested in the psychological aspects of it and reform.
No, I'm the actual penal aspects of it. This was a stepping stone.
Not just penile.
You want to try and, because we treat criminals worse than in America in a lot of places.
Oh, yeah.
If you think of immigrants, you look at it the way we treat immigrants.
Although we don't have an ICE, but we're nearly as bad, aren't we?
No, we're worse.
We're worse?
We don't even let them get on our country. The ICE is only there because they managed to get on land. For the most part, we stop them before they get on land because we're surrounded by water and our fucking patrols are insane.
Because our land is girt by sea.
Exactly.
What the fuck does girt mean anyway?
It means surrounded.
Yeah.
I'm girt by police.
And so basically my intent was none of that. I want to actually do some solid research. I want to be able to implement some sort of new law, even I don't want to become a lawyer or a particular I just want to create some sort of influence in the way of changing the way we look at prisoners and improving our standard of rehabilitation, because there are too many people that we let become criminals and we throw into this system that it's no better than in America. Once they're in, they're fucked. Yeah. I don't like that. I want to improve that. So that's why, I did that. But guess what? There's almost zero jobs for that too. So I do appreciate that. It once you start hitting that knowledge base of careers, it is really actually minimal of the amount of work. There is work, but people have already taken it. Whereas, where there's ample work, for me, for example, in my career, my study sort of side, it would be becoming a cop. You could never have too many cops, but I can't personally become a cop. It's just never in my future. And I didn't want that anyway, because it was just never my thing. But there's so few jobs in that region. And it's the same kind of thing you were saying. It's ridiculous.
And also, this is kind of going on to another thing that Morrison put out the other week. He said something along the lines of how the reason why he's giving the tax cuts to the people earning over $200,000 a year is because, they worked hard to get where they're going and they deserve to keep the money that they earn. And my argument against that is a PhD research scientist earns $90,000 a year. That is 8 years worth of study, and they earn less than what a primary school teacher would earn. So $90,000 a year for a fucking PhD. And you're telling me that they didn't work hard to get there?
Oh, they worked balls hard. They deserve everything.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that 90 grand would be nice to have $90,000 a year paycheck, but how is it that a person who's got a PhD as a research fucking scientist who's doing things to help progress the entire, humanity is worth less and has worked less hard than a person who's a banker and can earn $200,000-$400,000 a year? That's fucking.
Or even worse, a politician who complains that they can't live comfortably on $250,000 a year.
Go fuck yourself.
That's just like, fuck off,
The
you
question
absolute
is
cock
about
gobbler.
what we're basing our value on.
Mm.
So within careers, it is what we're, so, and this is the same kind of question on other spectrums of conversation. They'll go, well, look at these musicians earning millions of dollars, like, to just go around and do this. Or look at, these, you give me any sort of field, I'll pick somebody in that field that shouldn't earn what they earn. Looking at my field, the most common one is, my field in this particular respect being videos, which is sort of everyone's field here. It's visual effects artists, for example. Like, especially in this day and age, you think of how easy it is to fuck with things on Instagram and whatever other programs you can get. If you're, cheap, you can get all sorts of cool things. And they go, well, why should I spend all this money on, this, that, and the other, like sound quality, for example. Or whatever it might be. But in the end, it makes a difference.
Yeah. But you'll always get the outliers. You'll always get the people who are earning millions and millions and millions of dollars just to play a game of rugby. But underneath all of those people, you've got millions and millions and millions of people who aren't making a single fucking cent. I mean, none of us here have been monetized by YouTube. Yet I spent the past 3 days editing my next video that's coming out. And I mean literally for 3 days. And I was learning animation, and it's bullshit animation. It looks really crap, but I was able to do it. And it was 3 days worth of work. So, everybody, there is, like, for every success story, there's at least 100,000 non-success stories. But at the same time, going back to my favorite footballer, Israel Folau, earns a fucking $5 million contract. Nobody deserves that much money for playing a game. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you are earning $5 million over 4 years.
You have to consider what he's actually getting paid that much for, though. And there's a reason why he'll get paid so much more than some random ass player.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's not a talented person.
All brings the views.
Pardon?
Bringing in views. Because even on TV, that's all it's about. Sports television is, the whole enterprise of sports is about television. They don't make that much money on the actual day.
Exactly.
It's no more than a concert, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but when I'm saying a research scientist who's got a PhD, who spent 8 years of their life studying and specializing and understanding the highest, like the most recent research in their field, like they understand it to the nth degree, earns $90,000 a year. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
yes,
I totally agree with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, just to hear Morrison say people who are earning $200,000 a year deserve to keep more of it. Meanwhile, not giving that to, let's going on. I'm sorry, I'm leading the conversation, but going on to not putting up fucking New Start
or pensions,
or the pensions at all. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, how long was it since Johnny Howard froze Social Security payments?
20 years.
20 years. So
it's
minor cost of living increases is all they've had in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you went from where you could get by on unemployment or pension payments to where most people have to chew into either their credit cards or savings if they've got them or whatever else, ask family or friends for help. Or just do... this is why people do under-the-counter stuff, to earn a bit of extra money, because how else do you survive? Because there aren't other options for people. So
the New Start allowance...
That's what hits me the most.
The New Start allowance is $8,000 a year under the poverty line. So $8,000 a year under the poverty line. And after the cuts that Morrison has brought in to the highest paying, like the $200,000 a year people, they're saving $8,000 a year in tax.
Just throw in real quick that for anyone that might be watching over the waters, this is Australian dollars. So if you're thinking this is American dollars, they ain't American dollars. Convert it to Australian, you're gonna, I don't know, a bit over half, maybe.
50 Australian dollars is about. Hang on, no.
Isn't it about 75?
100 Australian dollars is about 70 American.
Yeah, 70 cents in the dollar.
So it's not terrible, but it's not great either. Right. Either way, you're not looking at that much in America. And I just wanted to impress that on everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, even so, $8,000, that is, what, still 70% of that, it's still $6,000 a year.
This is the thing, it's shittier than shit.
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit. And, But it's even more annoying. I mean, okay, you say, okay, we can't afford that, but you're paying yourself $250,000 a year wages, and you're complaining you can't live on it. How the fuck do you expect anybody on a government pension, Social Security to live on that if you can't live on $250,000 a year? Just go on, fuck off with that. And then you make it bloody next to impossible to maintain getting those payments and trying to look for work or anything else like that.
Okay, now hang on. I've done the Sorry, Jenny, go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, the requirements to stay on any of these payments are ludicrous to some extent. I mean, anyone who's on job search, you have to apply for 20 jobs a month if you're looking for a job. Now, in some areas, it's almost impossible to find fucking 20 jobs a month.
Yeah, they just aren't
there. They're not there. Those jobs aren't there. Then after a certain amount of time, they force you to do the work for the dole shit, which ruins a couple of days a week. They don't pay the people any extra for doing that, and they're still expected to look for 20 jobs a month. And those work for the dole schemes do not encourage people into jobs. They don't do anything like that. They are just purely used to take those people off the dole papers for 6 months. That's all it's about.
Chest rolling around a little bit. What were you going to say?
I did the calculation, and New Start people are living off $22.47 a day.
Jesus.
How the fuck are you meant to do that? How the fuck are you meant to eat? How the fuck are you meant to survive?
How
the fuck are you meant to do anything at all, Morrison? Fuck the horse you rode on.
You mean that after paying rent? Is what
no,
this is before. I was going to say, I'd be curious to see what that would equate to when you get a minimum rent, a minimum, utilities and whatever other sort of.
You get rent assistance as well.
Yeah, I think with full rental assistance, I think it's only $40 a month a day. Yeah. But even still, like $40 a day is fucking nothing.
Bang on fire with rent now, like
full New Start is what, $400 and something a fortnight?
560.
Yeah, 560. No, I think you're right, 560, which is half of what a pension is.
Yeah.
Oh no. See, I'm on a pension. You said 560. I'm on 670.
How are you only on 670 on a pension?
I don't know, but I am, and that means
you should be getting more.
That's not right.
That doesn't sound right. You need to look into that
because I get a carer's pension for looking after my daughter, and mine works out at just over $1,000 a fortnight.
Yeah. I'm not getting that. I'm only getting 670, and that's.
Are you getting both payments? Because there are two payments on a pension.
Okay. Yeah. If there's anyone that can help you get these payments, it's probably these two.
Yeah.
Because I think I looked after a woman who was in a wheelchair, and I think she was getting $815 a fortnight, and that was 2 years ago.
So you should be getting your disability pension plus a disability supplement.
Yeah.
That's all included.
Yeah, I'd look into that, mate.
No, you're being rich at some point. Yeah, I'd go and get it checked.
I shouldn't mention how I've been disabled for life and don't get fuck all.
But let's put it that way. With my pension, that's only $48 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still shit.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, I work part-time as well on top of that, and yeah, I have to put in tax because of it.
3 hours a day of work.
But I only, aside from what I do for YouTube, I only work about 6 hours a week tops. And that also depends on how much work's available, so that only earns me a little bit extra. And if I didn't have that, I'd be absolutely screwed.
But the thing is, like, the economists, bankers, like even people who would actually lose money if they put the New Start allowance up, are all saying put the New Start allowance up. Like people who would lose money would be going, can you do it? It's going to be good for our country if you put it in. And there's a statistic I like to cite that this is related to the US, but it probably is similar to Australia. For every dollar that they invest in the poor community, like the poorer people, they get $1.20 back. No, $1.70 back. Something like that. It was $1.20 or $1.70.
Almost doubles the investment.
But for every dollar that they put into the wealthy, they get like 20 cents to the dollar back.
No, I heard that it takes 20 cents.
Yeah, so
they put their money into savings, whereas people that are poorer don't. They spend it, which revolves the returns into the economy, which is the revolving door of the economy, which makes it work.
Yeah.
Whereas rich people don't. They will hoard it.
Yeah, and that's what I meant. Like when I said, you get 20 cents back. I think it's $1.20 for every dollar invested in it. No, it was $1.70 for every dollar invested. 80 cents. 80 cents back. So for every dollar that they invest in the wealthy, they get like 80 cents back. So they're losing money every time they invest in the wealthy. Because I read something just today that the government stopped giving money to pro bono lawyers. Yeah, did you see that?
I know what you were going for there. So.
Yeah, so basically, the government would give free legal advice to people who don't have enough money, and
the South Australia thing.
The South Australian one.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've used that here, so that would be devastating if they took that away.
Yeah, and so what happens is that for every dollar that's invested, they get $2.10 back. So it more than doubles the investment, and they've cancelled it because it's too expensive.
Yeah, because they expect the Sorry, you go.
No, they've already spent. You can go, and I can finish.
No, you finish. You go.
Okay, well, it was just like when you get the investment back, because these people, the lawyers that go on pro bono, they get to review the cases first. So they get to make sure that they have the upper hand, and then they'll take it free, because they know they get the little hand on, but they also get a win on their record, which always helps them. And so when they win, they make money. And because it's to the government gets some bucks back. Of course it's going to work. No lawyer's going to take it if they know they're going to lose. They get to review it beforehand. Like, it's a win-win situation, so I don't get it. Like,
because fuck the poor people. How dare they be?
They don't deserve lawyers.
It's the same with all governments. It's short-term gain over the long-term benefit for the public.
Yeah. Basically, we will get lawyers when we're in court, and it'll be that, court appointed lawyer or whatever they might give you, at best. If you can't help yourself, it's privatizing it. Basically.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, privatizing the legal system, which is the worst. Like, that's one of those things, like the healthcare system. It should be completely and openly public.
Yeah. And fully covering for everything, not just select things.
Yeah.
And if the government won't cover those select things, they should allow private health to cover those select things, which we don't have the ability to do in this country.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Yeah, well, the way the health system works here is if a Medicare do not provide a number for a procedure or whatever, so it's not listed as a Medicare thing that's covered, private health systems cannot cover it.
This is why I don't get nothing, because my thing isn't a thing.
Yeah.
So, thing isn't a thing.
So even if Medicare, even if a private health company was prepared, if you paid the fees to cover something that's not covered by Medicare, they are not allowed to because of the way Medicare is set up. And it was only set up that way because when the Labor government tried to put Medicare through, the Libs made changes to the way the policy went through to change it to put these things in place, with the idea that it would make people be pissed off with the whole system, which they are, but they don't want to get rid of it because public health is still better than not having it. So you can have private health cover and it can't help you to cover things that aren't covered by Medicare. All it helps you to do is Q jump. Yeah. Well, dental's a bit different because there are Medicare numbers for it, but Medicare won't pay it. So if there's an item that Medicare creates a number for but then doesn't pay anything for, they can do that. But basically, the government's in control of what the private sector is allowed to cover.
Okay, because it sounds like you're talking from experience here.
Yeah, well, I am, because the same thing goes for trans people with having surgery in this country. As far as that goes, some of the stuff is covered and some of it isn't. It used to be none of it was covered. But some of it isn't, and those that aren't, even though there are private health companies that have said they would cover it, they cannot because the government has not provided numbers for them. And that won't happen under a Liberal government. It was going to happen under the previous Labor government way back. And then we got a Liberal government, and no.
Yeah. Because I'm going to take this a little bit off topic, but
we already gone off topic anyway. We're talking about Scott Morrison being an arsehole. Now we're just talking about politics in general being arseholes.
Well, I want to bring into account. Alan Jones has.
Oh, he's an arsehole. Yeah,
he's an arsehole. He's a fucking arsehole.
He's a frog fucking arsehole.
Anyway, but I think we need to have a chat about the media.
Oh yes. Definitely.
The media is complicit in this. So the problem we've got now is we've got two types of media, and both of them are extreme right wing. So we've got the ABC is left by comparison, but in fact it's actually pretty much centre. It is a slight left lean, but pretty much centre.
Join us anyway, Sarah. We'd like to have your input, and you're Australian. You've been here for 4 years. You're still Australian.
Yes, please.
Please join
Come on in, Sarah. Anyway, but the thing is, I was listening to Alan Jones, not because I wanted to, but because I had a client on who listens to him. Fucking
You've got to be fucking joking me. Like, I didn't think there was anyone.
I house and they've got Fox playing. It's like, oh Jesus.
Well, that's not as bad as listening to Alan.
Kennedy and that fucking guy what's his name that killed himself just recently? What's his name?
Bernstein. No. Epstein.
Epstein, yeah.
Epstein, yeah.
Epstein.
Yeah, it's like he's watching Hannity bitch about the conspiracy about Epstein, and I'm just like, you realise they were friends, hey? And the guy just looks at me, he's like, no. Like, okay, keep working.
Anyway, this what Alan Jones had a bitch about is that if Labor made it in, Labor was going to give pensioners $500 a year for dental, even if they have a toothache. And Alan Jones was going, oh my God, how stupid are they? $500 a year, especially since, it's toothache. Why don't they just go and take a painkiller? It's done. And I'm just like, fuck me dead. Seriously, dude. You're going to be bitching about the fact that someone is going to get $500 a year to go and get their teeth checked, cleaned, and maybe get a cavity filled. Comparing it to them not doing that and ending up to having severe surgery needed because their cavity that could have been fixed a year and a half ago turns into a major, major, major issue. It's just, anyway.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh, sorry,
Hey, Sarah.
I'm not have my video on because
fine.
I look like shit. Yeah, sorry.
Hey.
My room is a total mess. I was actually,
So is mine. That's why the green screen's
I
up.
do not believe you.
I
You
don't have
should
a
see what it
green-
looks like behind that screen. It's not. It's
I
not.
do not believe you've ever looked like shit.
Yeah, how can you say that you look like shit?
Yeah, there is no way you look like shit, Sarah.
God
Sorry.
damn it. Woody.
Especially with us ugly motherfuckers and,
Yeah.
Ausman as well.
Hey, speak for yourself,
what?
NotJah.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
I'm uglier than NotJah, and that's hard to do.
He's right.
Is that why you've got a pumpkin on your head?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Use the pumpkin.
Wait.
Why else? I'm like Deadpool. I have to put a mask over my ugly face.
He's trying to pretend that he's Mr. Atheist, but he doesn't pass muster.
Mm.
Ah,
He's the Australian version of.
oh shit! Oh, he's a funny little boy.
Mr. Atheist.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, same.
He still hasn't got the balls to roast me again, though. And hey, I've got apparently no balls because you asked Jenny, so fuck it.
Well, you don't, because you got a tattooed dick, and
Yeah, I mean, I got tattoos all over my dick. I didn't know you'd seen it.
I'm unfortunate to say this, but I went through pixel by pixel.
Poor Sarah.
See any
Like,
bone.
shut the fuck. Like,
What did you canter into, Sarah?
You guys were
Welcome
like
to the
having
mad party where we talk about
a
bowl.
sensible conversation before I
We
got
were.
here. I
we were.
got
It's
here
not your
like,
fault.
no, Sarah, you must have only been listening for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, this happens. This always happens. I think it's my fault.
It really
Every
is.
couple
your-
minutes. you
Oh,
take
yeah, I
a
will
good
take
segue.
I will take responsibility for it being my fault.
Damn straight.
We got 2 guys and 3 girls. I'm pretty sure some of us are drinking, so.
No, I'm only drinking Coke with no sugar in it.
Well, I'm having a
What is
4
wrong with you?
Fuck
What
you.
is the point of Coke with no sugar? That's
Because I don't like drinking calories.
you do realise you still drink calories.
Yeah,
In
there's
fact,
fuck all
almost-
calories in them. In
Who's
They
comparison.
have like 1 calories, but they have a lot of cancerous substances.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's-
a
Yeah, they're not
shitload of
great.
caffeine,
They're
and I
great.
love my caffeine, so fuck off.
It's a trade-off. You either get fat or you get cancer.
Oh, you
Yeah.
die.
Either or.
You're gonna die of something, I may as well die of Coke cancer.
Fuck.
Coke cancer.
I'm with you. I'll take the full
Just
head
get rid of the
first,
E on the end of that, hey?
Coke cancer. No,
Mm.
Coke cancer.
No. Get rid of the E on
Oh,
Coke.
Vito, whatever.
Yeah, get rid of the E on the Coke.
Yeah, and then you have cock cancer.
Coke cancer.
Oh, who? Huh?
You're not just like, what? Hang on, what?
Is that why not
That's
just
a-
You don't have to
tattooed
worry
on?
about it, dude. You don't even have a penis.
Oh, that helps. That does. But
Is
but
that
I
why,
have a
though?
sexy vagina.
You got a what?
That's debatable.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't believe you. Give us a full Monty.
Yeah, come on, mate.
Hey, I was in the full Monty, motherfucker.
Da.
You can leave your pumpkin on to do.
I say, Ausman, that wasn't even from the full Monty. I don't think you've seen it.
You can leave your pumpkin on boo.
EOT, you've got to have caffeine in your
Oh,
Pepsi.
you scared
have
Sarah
to have
away.
caffeine. Caffeine is
I think
a
we have
requirement.
scared Sarah off.
No,
Come
it's
back.
fine.
You're awful
She said-
people.
she
See, this
said
is
she'd
it.
be right
Mero
back.
did it.
Oh,
all. She's
me?
the one.
I'm an awful person.
Sarah's
How
fine.
dare
She
you.
can handle herself.
I'm not letting you get away with
Yeah,
that.
she can't handle shit.
You're just as bad, mate. You're just as bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're all
that'd be
dreadful. I'm the only sane one here.
No.
You're the one hosting
No.
the show.
You're the one that
You're not
starts these
sane.
conversations, Jen.
I actually didn't this time. This was all NotJah. He did it all on his fucking own.
What? I didn't do shit.
I'll tell you one thing. I bet Jenny and Nervardia are the only ones sober here.
I am sober. I had
am
a friend
sober.
come over this weekend and drink all my beer.
Oh God, not beer
Did
again.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I don't like beer. I really don't. I
Beer
have
is
scotch
awesome.
in the other room. Scotch is awesome.
Hang on, I'm pretty
Scotch
sure I
or
have
rum.
some fairly hard liquor.
There's no Bundy in the house though, but there's some Johnny Walker.
I have Bundy Red,
Ooh,
which apparently, yeah.
Oh, smash
Red.
that shit.
that
Smash
is that also done in the sherry vats, the Bundy Red?
I don't know. Give me a moment. I will
Make
go.
it a-
Enjoy
make it
looking at my ceiling.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus, that's a boring ceiling.
If she walks the right way, you'll
Now's
be able
the
to see her
time to
tits.
talk shit about Mero.
Oh.
She can probably hear us.
Look at all the stupid ass patterns on her roof. There's like somebody splotched it with a
UFO.
paint swab and
She's about to be
I want
abducted, and we get to watch.
the light.
Mero gets abducted, anal probed, and we get to watch.
Well, g'day everyone in the chat. Has everyone liked and shared the show? I hope so.
It,
I care, leader.
Jay, it's a
good to know
Bundy
you
and
like
Coke.
what you see.
You know, I was wrong. I was wrong.
You're always wrong, Mero.
Fuck off. Bundy's small batch.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Crafted in
sounds really
Australia.
nice.
Established. I can't tell what year it is though.
Pirate Kitty, you do not need to sleep.
I nearly
That is
called
a
J
lie.
EOT instead of ETC.
Burn. Doesn't say what year it was made. But it was.
Yeah, nor do you.
Damn spider
I don't know where
webs.
that came from, hey, but it was great.
If you and Nora ever meet up and I'm there, I'm ducking because she's gonna swing.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'd have
always
to
swing.
wear a cop.
So I'm just gonna get drunk now, then, shall I?
Yay!
Good.
The only one sober.
Well,
Oh,
does this mean I have to go and get
On
something
Jenny's
as well?
channel, I'm going to start fucking with my avatar.
Just start fucking. It's like
Well, he is
NotJah.
two-dimensional, and it's tattooed on, so yeah. I'm
yeah,
sure
he can't really fuck, can he?
I mean, I couldn't give two fucks what y'all say, so.
Are you talking about me again, mate? Hey, you sexy lady.
No. No, actually, I'm talking about Ausman.
Wait, what the fuck? Dude, I'm trying to drink a beer here.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
That's
I just
disgusting.
headbutted my monitor, though. With my headphones.
Did he just say he came
Is
on
the
his
monitor okay?
I recovered amazingly. Like, I fucking blew it out and then it recovered. I know.
Crazy.
I know. I know.
I'm gonna do it.
Once I said it, I was like, no, just keep rolling. You know, like, don't stop now.
I'm just waiting for the
sorry.
chat to catch up.
I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I'm doing it.
Hey, phrase!
I can. Hey, oh, that's brilliant. Nice, dude. I can feel the dimple at the front where I've knocked it though.
Where you banged your monitor really hard, eh?
My teeny little cock smashed into the fucking monitor, and I made a little dimple. So it is there.
Two-dimensionally.
Just
Well,
waiting.
no, it might. Yeah, no, I do. It's a 2D. Fuck, I wish I had a 3D screen.
All right. So do we want to start bitching about Morrison again, or are we just going
let's
to talk
bitch about
about NotJah's lack of sex life?
No, I want to talk about the fact that he blew into his, monitor.
He blew his mom.
Like.
Oh no!
My
Please,
question.
Osman, make that an out of context quote on Twitter for yourself. Like something about NotJah blows into his monitor.
My question
You
is,
actually
which
need to
port
cut
do you-
that bit out of the video and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the following quote: "Which port do you use from Arrow?"
Which
No,
port do you- AJ.
I'm gonna do the one where it goes. How fast did you blow into it? Did you leave a dent? Is there is there any remnants of your blowing?
If it had been 20 years ago, we could have asked him if he used his floppy or his hard one.
Hey, I'm a series of 10 5.5-inch floppies. Thank you very much.
10? Are you sure?
5.5-inch floppies. Yeah, that's
A half inch, 10 inch.
That's like
I don't know, we went
That's
from
like-
having real floppies to
that's
hard
like about
floppies to
5
thumb drives.
megabytes, guys. Come on, like
Seriously,
especially Marrow's megabytes.
you staticize
Nom,
yourself
nom,
with
nom, nom.
megabytes. I'm pretty sure you're
Your
in.
bananas.
Yeah, no, look, they're green.
Killy bits.
They're green.
I know. I
I
Devastating.
don't have any bananas. I was going to join you with eating bananas, and I've run out.
They need to be a little bit more
Pointed.
brown.
Yeah, they're
How is
just, but they're
bananas
green.
nerd?
I'm
Pardon?
amazed Sarah hasn't run away yet.
I think, well, she hasn't rejoined.
Maybe she's-
So.
She might have burnt herself on a hairdryer because she's
Oh,
laughing at all that bullshit.
yeah, she's trying to make herself look pretty, which shouldn't take her long.
It shouldn't take
It's not
long.
hard.
too.
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, what is she even doing? Doesn't that just happen when you wake up?
So, Mara, I have
Not
to
for me, it doesn't. You should. My bed
No, I'm talking
head.
about
My
Sarah,
bed head is
thank you.
atrocious.
Hey, I'm particular.
Oh, Sarah's typing to us. She's almost
She's
ready.
almost ready.
Almost.
So I have to ask, Maro, how was that TJ banana cake?
Chocolate banana cake.
Hang on, I'm lost.
TJ.
In the banana
The
cake.
amazing atheist
TJ.
banana.
Mm.
Banana.
Brown.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have dated bananas to make a banana cake.
I'm not
Mushy
answering
bananas,
that one.
apparently.
TJ's chocolate
So
banana
did,
cake.
did you know this rum is absolutely delicious? It is just
Suck on
nice
this
stuff,
chocolate
and
banana.
I really recommend you get some.
He just got chocolate banana for you.
I didn't do that one.
It burns!
Oh, you are such an amateur.
Don't breathe while swallowing.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's hilarious.
Fuck you, Jenny.
That's so welcome.
Oh, you guys are gonna kill me.
That was the plan. Mary wants to steal your
Like you
subs.
either, Jenny, whatever.
Yeah.
I just watched my reaction on
Fine,
the
I'm walking away.
on the
Oh my god.
Well, we know that Maro's a spitter now.
Well, that kangaroo's balls have dropped.
Amen.
You should always swallow Mary. It's the polite thing to do.
Wasn't there something ridiculous on the Twitter about somebody swallowing, making it like,
Sarah.
oh no.
God, I'm gonna go. Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
Hi Sarah. Nice.
Now I'm in.
And adorable, and you make us all look bad.
As always.
Yeah, come on.
Oh,
You can-
please. Thank you.
All of a sudden, I show my true face.
You know we love you.
NotJah, is that really what you look like or is it just more attractive than you really are?
No, it's like you know the Instagram filter when you make yourself look old. That's what it did to me. That's what.
Are you sure it's not making you look younger?
I thought that was
no.
Photoshopped yourself to
It
make
only gave me.
It looks like he just tasted his own cum.
Banana.
Maybe I did. That's beside the point. I had to Photoshop out the rest. That's why I'm at a white screen, because it made a mess. Didn't have any other way to fix it.
It looks like somebody vomited on you.
Maybe I'm into some kinky shit, alright? Like,
Maybe they tasted his cum.
Don't judge me, bitch.
I'm not judging you much.
Wow, I can see it in your
I really hope, yeah. It just kind of looks like someone vomited on you. And then just kind of like...
That's just... No, okay, sorry.
Like,
no. Okay,
sorry,
that's just me in real life. Like, that's just normal.
Yeah. That's your face reveal, is it?
I haven't seen Team Skeptic's face reveal. Has anyone seen that?
I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have.
Does he look as weird as you would assume? Or no?
Oh, wow. If you were assuming he doesn't look the way you expect. No.
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'm curious. I will watch it after this. I forgot to watch it.
No, it was really good.
Oh,
I fell asleep during it, though, because I was...
I am curious to watch Red's Rhetoric face review. Then we can compare with NotJah, who is the ugliest motherfucker on the... Because the expectations are high.
Oh.
Oh,
Damn. Me v Reds.
you have been
That'd be
burned.
tough competition.
Is Reds actually doing a face reveal, is he?
Well, he's
Is
been
optimistic.
promising for a while.
Ooh.
But he's afraid that it will shut down the internet if he
Is he
does.
going to do it on Steve's channel, is he?
I don't know. But you know
We
what
don't know.
I am going to do?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna do
Oh my god, that was a bit loud. Bring it down. Bring it down.
Steve's video the other night about
Ooh, that was loud.
his maths one with Landon.
Yeah,
And
I
his
haven't
whole
seen that
bit at the
one.
beginning when he fucked up OBS. I missed it, so I watched it later, and I'm screaming at the screen going, "Fuck! If I'd been in chat, I could have solved that problem for you because I fucking know what you've done wrong, Steve. Damn it!"
Every fucking show he does something.
Yeah,
It's
he
hilarious.
really needs a producer.
Who's Steve? Steve who?
Steve McRae.
Steve McRae.
Oh.
He started this whole thing with Landon, and he was using Zoom, and everyone could hear Steve and couldn't hear Landon.
Yeah, the sound is usually a problem. I will
So he
want to
wasn't
do
capturing
some
the
Hangouts.
audio. So
How do you even do Hangouts? I never done a Hangout in my channel. How do
you
you do
haven't.
it? No.
They're pretty
Is it?
easy.
Hangouts being cancelled?
No, Hangouts is gone. Yeah, I mean like Zoom or whatever. I don't know. How do you do it? Like, how do you broadcast on YouTube? I have no idea.
We'll have to go through it with you at some point, Sarah.
Yeah, because I have a few interviews that I'm going to do, and
If you're going to do an interview, organise one of us to produce for you, so you don't have to worry about what's happening on OBS whilst you're doing the show. Because as Mary knows, it's a lot easier if you got somebody else doing the shit.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. By the way, NotJah's not here, so let's talk shit about him.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what he said when you left. Yeah, but we talk shit about him when he's here, because that's more fun, because then you react.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So maybe we should say nice things. Like, NotJah is one of the loveliest people around.
He is.
Really,
He's always-
no, I can't say that.
You can't say that with a straight face.
Nah,
Yeah,
I can't
he's
say that.
always prepared to help people.
He is. He's a good person. Deep down inside, he's a lovely person.
Somewhere inside of him, there's a good person trying hard to get out.
You know, if you just look deep down into his ass.
Yeah.
No.
He's
No.
really he's humble and kind and
And he's still here.
and
Probably.
more
That was quick.
people should be subscribing to him. He makes great content.
Yeah. Go and subscribe to NotJah.
Yeah,
And
because
listen to him on
he's
his
really
channel and
wonderful.
not one of ours, where we will pull the absolute shit out of him.
You know, Sarah, while I'm still somewhat not tipsy enough,
He's going to hit on you because he hits on everyone.
no.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe a lot of people, but not everyone.
Okay, you hit on everyone you think is attractive, so you're going to hit on Sarah.
Sapiosexual. No, I'm not. I'm going to ask if I can produce her show.
Oh, there you go.
See, he's hitting on you now.
Yeah, he wants something back for this.
That is sexual assault.
Ooh.
What's wrong with you?
Ooh.
No, honestly, Sarah, if Ozzy's offering up... Yeah, that sounds wrong. If Ozzy's offering to produce your show, take him up on it because he is really good at what he does.
Oh, yeah,
What is
of course. We can. I'm going to do an interview with... it's a very interesting story. I don't want to reveal too much, but it was a former alt-right YouTuber who found out she has gender dysphoria and is transitioning now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that would be so worth it.
It's a very interesting interview that I want to do with this person. I convinced her to do it because she didn't want to do it.
I would seriously like you and I to do an interview together with Rationality Rules.
That would be good.
Yeah, I was thinking of asking him if he would be.
I can try. I can try to reach you.
I mean, I'd like to have the discussion too because my position's a little different to yours, and I think it'd make a good discussion without me being totally, in the face against him like some people would.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it'd make for a good discussion there, and it could be really nice.
It would be good, and it's actually one of the ideas that I had. We came up with actually doing with. My idea was to have Lizzie and Rationality Rules, but Lizzie thought it was going to be needed a counterpoint there, so we didn't invite him. We got only Lizzie. Yeah. But I would still like to have someone with a opposing view to his.
Well, my view is opposing, but not completely opposing. See, I don't have the full objection when it comes to. I mean, I do think that we should be pro inclusion, and then put in the further studies because you're not going to get the trans athletes at the right level of competition to be able to get the statistical data you need without allowing competition. So that's my total placement. But I actually don't care about the elite sports side of it. I'd be more interested to know his opinion on club sports. And the low, because I think that's the important issue. There's so few elite trans athletes that at the moment I don't think it really matters. And I also are very strongly of the opinion that 1 year out of the sport whilst you transition is way too short a period of time. You and I both know that hormonal transition takes 3 to 5 years. So if you're going back into sport within 3 years, no.
Because it does a lot of metabolic.
Not 8.
But
I did not want to have this video removed.
Noddy, take that off.
For what? Why?
No, take that off. Come on.
What? Don't you like Batman? I'm sorry. I didn't know you were a Batman fan.
It's definitely Batman enjoying fireworks.
Yeah, it's definitely Batman enjoying fireworks for anybody who's looking at this video and wanting to censor us.
Only Batman enjoying fireworks.
Yeah.
Like, you have some really dirty minds. I don't know.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and I'm proud to say.
I'd really like to know what our opinion is
Ausman.
On that.
These other.
Shut up.
And the conspiracy that can change.
Well, so yeah, I think if we reach out to him and if we could have that discussion, I would love to have it. I was thinking of doing it anyway as a one-on-one, but I think it'd be better if it was you, me, and Stephen.
Yeah, that would be good. I would happy to do that.
And
I would also like to
have
have one with Essence of Thought. If you could have that.
Oh yeah, I'm going to ask Essence of Thought if he'd be in on having a discussion with you and I.
I would like that.
Yeah, I'd love that too, but I don't think we could have that discussion with him and with Rationality Rules. I think that's a totally separate video. I do not want them on the same stream.
No.
That would certainly turn into a dumpster fire. And EOT just wouldn't do it. I mean,
No,
know,
none of them would do it.
Yeah,
But
none of them would do
I
it,
think Essence of Thought. I think Ethel is not going to talk to me, but I would like to have at least try.
yeah.
Because I tried. Like, seriously, I actually tried. Like, people ask me, "Oh, why didn't I reach them?" I did. I reached them everywhere. They always fucking block me. And
EOT has already said to me that they're happy to do a stream with me at some point.
no one cares about you, NotJah.
Yeah, no one
Yeah, I know,
has
but I
already
have a
said to me
fucking
that they're
direct
prepared-
avenue to Essence of Thought, but okay, I won't help either.
Go on.
How do you have a direct, like, fuck, Essence of Thought blocked me.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
I'm not going to talk to EOT.
They haven't blocked me.
I'm
You know
not
what?
blocked either.
Well,
I've
you can
talked to
try.
Essence
Guys,
of Thought heaps of times.
And they don't know me well, as far as I recall anyway. But what I'm saying is I can help you if you want to try and get them on the fucking channel.
Yes,
I'm-
but
Because I
I
have
already...
somebody that is
I
in
have to butt in.
that can actually ask.
Yes.
Okay,
but
Ausman wants to say something, everyone.
Ozzy,
Yeah, guys, you're talking over me.
sorry.
No, that's all right. I just have to say very clearly that me and EOT are at throat's end, so I won't be able to produce that show. Literally, if we see each other, we'll probably punch each other.
You and EOT.
We'll have a lot of trouble.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to produce that,
and
is
I
what you're saying.
understand that.
I ethically won't produce that show.
Oh, if we have EOT.
Yeah, I won't even be in the same chat room as them.
Would you
Okay,
produce
gotcha.
one with RR though?
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No,
We can. As far as I
stop looking
know,
at that ass.
as far as I know, is
that's
if
a
we do,
fantastic
Just
art.
hypnotizing.
we won't do
I
a
know, it's
stream
good.
with
Yeah, no, it's a good
Ethel
one, isn't it?
because Ethel
At least
doesn't
you
like
still
doing
pay
live
attention
shows.
to that.
So if we have a chat with Ethel, it'll be pre-recorded, and then everyone's going to have to know what's going to be uploaded before it's uploaded. So there's no other way we'd be able to do it.
Yeah, no, Jen, Essence of Thought accused me of being a transphobe.
You fucking
He doesn't
kidding
matter.
me? No.
You fucking are a transphobe.
I am. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm
Yeah, you hate
so
me.
transphobic.
You
I'm
hate
We
me.
like-
are all transphobic. I actually am going to make the video, am I more transphobic than a tree? I will.
Yeah. I've inspired you, Eva. Okay.
Oh,
So
well,
for
I
those
can
of
join
you who
I
are
can
wondering
join you for that,
what this is,
Sarah, because I was exactly what people call a true scum up till a few years ago. I believed that you weren't trans if you didn't transition, if you didn't want surgery.
Well, you actually helped me with that because I think that, yeah, we have to make the distinction between transgender and transsexual.
I totally agree with
that
you there.
solves it. That solves it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree
problem.
with you with that. I think there needs to be a distinction there because the some of the issues are different for those of us who fully transition or need to fully transition than those who are gender fluid or non-binary.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that solves a lot of
And
issues.
I don't think it's the same thing as when the gay community were like, oh, we've got to distance ourselves from trans people because they're so different that they make us look bad. That's not my point here. But my point is that in some issues, some of the issues are different, and there needs to be a differentiation there so that when we're arguing about things from our perspectives, we need to be able to differentiate ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
So yeah, I think it's an important thing, and
the whole
it
thing
is
about
not.
this
But
idea-
you and I are called transphobic for that, for thinking that.
I know, and that's the whole fucking bullshit. Like,
Yeah, I know.
like all discussions I shut down because if you have any opinion that is a bit different, you are trans scum, you are trans.
Yeah, because
fuck you are.
because in all honesty, in the trans community, the people who are the most outright and labeling people are the non-binary people.
Yeah.
The
pretty
first people who are going to label you as true scum or transphobic or anything just off the top of their head without even looking into what people are actually saying and trying to educate people are in generally non-binary people. They jump off the bandwagon straight into it for some reason. I know. I don't know if that's
the dinosaur that NotJah has. I think it's a tranny dinosaur.
oh
Wait, what?
yeah. Did you see?
Because the popes are usually men. I never had a pope woman, so it has to be a transgender pope. Dinosaur.
NotJah, I will slap the shit out of you.
Did you saw the
NotJah,
statement
can
I
you
made
say
the other
something
night?
because
Did you,
I'm on my
Sarah?
phone? I can't actually see.
You saw the
Oh.
you, you saw the post I made the other day, didn't you, Sarah? Where I was trying to explain to, was it Sassy, why trans people will say tranny, and that it's reclaiming.
I don't think
You didn't
I don't
see
think
that
you've
one
seen
because
it, but
because she said
it is
isn't
reclaiming a slur. Yeah,
yeah, it's reclaiming a slur. It's the same as an African American person saying the N word. We are reclaiming. We're reclaiming that word and making it okay for us to use to get rid of it as a slur. Yeah,
using
same as
using
people saying
queer now
queer,
is totally normal.
or gay it, or even the word gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same thing. We are reclaiming that. So
language policing is so stupid. Oh
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
perfectly. I'm not necessarily fine if it's this person says tranny. I'm sure there are contexts where that's fine to say, especially if you're talking about something and you're trying to highlight a point. As long as you're as long as you're not objectifying somebody. But for any trans person, you can say tranny all the fuck you like, because you should be reclaiming that word and removing the stigma from it.
Like, I think in most cases it's not always, because slurs is always contextual, but in most cases, people use that word with the intent to offend.
Yeah.
They
So if
know
you
it's
reclaim it,
offensive and
you
they use
remove
it.
its power.
And yeah, I think it's a shitty thing to do if you are trying to offend someone.
Yeah.
But if you're using the word as meaning that, trans people are inferior in some way. But
We ever took this subject. We were talking about Scott Morrison. Well, it does tie back to him being an arsehole about trans people.
That is true. That is true.
what did he say? I haven't.
NotJah, can you please change that? That is
The
horrifying.
Australian
That
Human Rights Commission
image is
released a...
That
freaking
is the most
horrifying,
disturbing.
NotJah.
No, keep it on.
The Australian Human Rights Commission released a paper earlier a set of guidelines a couple of months ago, saying that at the sports club level in Australia there should be no prejudice against anyone in the LGBT community in participation in sport, including trans people who should be allowed to participate as their gender.
No.
Oh, fuck
Let's
off,
go back
Nacho.
to comfort. Go back to comfort.
Anyway, so in the last week, the Australian Cricket Board, has enacted policies that mean lower level clubs, so below the state level, now have to allow trans people to compete as their identified gender. Which means you and I would compete as women if we were going to play cricket. At that level. If you go beyond that level, you have to fulfill whatever the requirements are at the top level, which is similar to the IOCs at the moment. But at the lower level, you just have to identify, and you're allowed to participate as your gender, which is I'm perfectly fine with, because that's what I've argued for. That at the competition level, at the lower levels where you're not talking about major competition, there is no reason for exclusion of trans people at all. But Morrison stood up and said, this is the thin end of the wedge, and trans people are going to be a sledgehammer into the moral fabric of society.
Yeah. Fuck. He's an
absolute arsehole.
He's a cunt.
Yeah, and this follows on from his...
Oh, actually, no, he's not a cunt. He lacks depth and warmth.
Yeah, well, exactly. What is
Although
he
some people would think arseholes are useful, so maybe we should...
one thing that...
Can we call him an appendix?
Appendix are actually not useless.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him anatomically ill-equipped as a Ken doll.
Yeah. Can we call him plastic waste?
He's just a sloppy sphincter.
Oh, he's just a fundamentalist Christian. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's a fuck knuckle.
He's a fuck knuckle. He's excrement.
He's a cockwomble.
Cockwomble. It's a great word.
It is a great word. Thank you, Meredith.
That's all right. No worries.
Well, like with my thing is, even on a club level, I think that self-identification shouldn't be the criteria. Like,
it depends. If you're talking about club sports where the outcomes of the games don't matter in a significant level, I don't see why a self-identification isn't a problem.
I think
if you're talking about clubs that lead to people competing at the States and further on, then yes, I tend to agree with you. There needs to be a period of time into transition with hormones.
My problem with self-identification is because people could easily just cheat.
Oh, I agree with you. Some people would.
People will do that.
Yeah.
And some people, it seems, I have to investigate this further, but it seems to be already a problem in the prisons in the UK, where if you self-identify as transgender, you get certain privileges, and after that, there has been this change in the it has not been a change in legislation, but it has been a change in procedures in the prison system in the UK. Like the number of people who started to self-identify as transgender had a huge spike because
they got special treatment.
Yeah, some people are just taking advantage because they had special treatment.
I don't know that I particularly agree with forced psychological assessment to prove that someone's trans, but I do believe there does need to be some gatekeeping, as much as people like May will complain bitterly that I would say that you need I read the fucking chat and now I've sidetracked myself.
I definitely need that.
So
Lita
after seeing the images that NotJah is putting up, I definitely need this. Jesus Christ, man, would you stop torturing us?
No. Definitely not.
Yes, Ausman, please.
Who'll ask the question?
Yeah, what was that? Hey, Ozzy, what was that, Ozzy? Taxi!
Leader Hall asked the question.
Yeah.
And NotJah, I seriously will fucking slap you.
I'm going to hunt
Blair
you
White a bit
down,
of
and I will. NotJah, I will hunt you down, and I will find you, and I will kill you or something. Whatever Liam Neeson says, I will do that to you.
Lena, there's an awful lot of stuff I don't agree with Blair with.
I am.
I think Blair's quite a bit of a sensationalist. While I don't mind that she had to go at Yaniv, because I've done it and Sarah's done it, the fact that she gave airtime to do an interview with her, I think was wrong. She should have just left it at her original video. She only did the interview to make more views and make money off it, and then she was basically a fucking hypocrite at the end of it by saying, I'm not going to give you any time on my channel. Well, you just fucking did, Blair. So,
Blair is Milo Yiannopoulos on estrogen.
She is, yeah. I don't have a lot of respect for Blair. And she's got a few very turfy ideas of her own.
Yeah, she does.
She certainly does. Yeah. But I also understand where she's coming from.
I really want to have a convo with at some point.
I'd have a convo with Blair. Yeah. But I think I'd spend half of the video arguing with her. Which could be interesting. But,
so you're still gonna bitch about Morrison?
Yeah, we were just answering Lita's question. So, yeah.
And before we go back to Morrison, ETC asked the question.
What was the question? Why are you not blue? You are blue, aren't you? On the thing? Or is my colours all fucked up?
I'm not blue, I'm white. That came out wrong.
I'm not blue, but anybody.
I am so sorry.
I don't know.
But anybody.
I don't know why your colours look weird. You look the same on my. I don't know.
You look blue to me.
Yeah, you look blue to me. You little picture.
In the chat.
You're in the chat.
Yeah, you look blue to me on On the stream too.
In the chat.
In the chat.
Are you talking about?
Oh,
you
why aren't you
Oh, there you
wenched?
are.
Oh, because this is the first time you've been on my.
And also,
channel.
why isn't Leader wenched?
Because I'm lazy.
Hang on. I'm
There
wenched.
you
I'm
go,
wrenched. So
you're
don't worry.
wenched.
I'm a wench.
I apologize to every single person of color in this stream for my previous statement. I am very sorry.
You should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's-
Sarah's probably
In
not
that
wenched
image,
either, if I'm
NotJah,
gonna be
out of
honest.
curiosity, what's happening underneath the image?
What do you mean? Where?
Type something, Sarah.
The-
I'll wench you.
The,
If you're not wenched.
I am.
Oh, you are wenched. Okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know how, but I am.
Yeah, because you've been on one of my channels. You've been on one of my streams before. Not in it, but in the chat. So, okay, that's okay. Yay!
So guys,
wenches
I'm
all
gonna have to be
round.
quiet for a little bit because it's hit 9:30 and people are going to bed.
Okay.
That's fine, Ozzy.
No, I mean like I'll still be here, but I just got to be quiet.
You're just not gonna say anything, and you're just gonna
so you
look
have-
at your avatar.
Yeah, you'll have to put your hand up. Oh, you can't because you haven't got your video camera on.
Can I please speak?
Oh,
Miss?
I am very tempted to put my camera on just to give you the finger, and not in that
Do it.
context.
Do it.
do it.
Do it.
Just a finger. I could not have to say.
Yeah, you want to just do it. Do it. Hey, how about 2 fingers?
3.
No. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Oh God, you've been watching. What's his fucking name?
That's right.
That's sad. What
Right.
is his name?
I've been watching the Big Les show. I don't care.
I thought you said Big Les.
I did. Big Les show. If you've
Well, I
not
love
seen
the
it, what the
Lezo.
fuck are you doing with your life?
That's
Who
a
was
very
the-
good question.
Who's
What
the
am I?
Australian comedian whose line when she walks on was, "I'm a big old lezo." She used to be a Mormon. She does a whole heap of shit about the Mormon church. Yeah, okay. I'm the only one old enough to remember her.
ETC? Yes, I am.
What did he say? You're nasty.
Yeah, I'm nasty.
You're a nasty boy.
Shut up.
Hey, Daddy.
Shut up.
Wow.
You know,
Come play with me,
I
Daddy.
will. That's it. Next pay, I'm getting over that.
Oh.
Actually, no. Next page, Jenny, you come over here.
Oh. I can't, though, unfortunately.
What?
I
What
have
was
a
it?
daughter to look after.
Fuck. All right. Go fund me. Let's get our asses over there.
If we should actually have our own conference.
Actually, I have a GoFundMe going to try and get NotJah down to Skepticon. But if not, any money that's raised goes towards upgrading his shit because his shit is shit.
He should have
let's get a prosthetic
Metamucil.
dick.
That's all he needs is a whole shitload of Metamucil, and that'll upgrade his shit.
Pretty much. Upgrade his shit. Yeah, so I'm aiming for about $1,000.
Oh god, that's appropriate.
Just got demonetized.
What? Am I missing something?
You are.
Okay,
play
all
this
right.
video.
I want to know.
Too late, he changed it.
He changed it.
Yeah, let's do something more appealing though.
The good news is I can actually see it. Is it the one with the Instagram filter of the dog?
No, the South Park one of the Randy,
They're doing the world chat class shit.
where he's literally getting pushed up into the air by his own shit.
Oh god, now he's doing a rhino pooping. That poor rhino.
Oh yeah, the dick potato. Anyway, so let's be honest. We're probably not going to get NotJah down to Skepticon with me, so I would like to. NotJah, you're close to a computer. I'm not. Can you put it in the link in the chat. Because it is
So
technically...
are you going, Mara?
I'm going down to Skepticon. I just have no one to go with me.
I don't have...
Oh, it's in Melbourne. I'm gonna
Is it in Melbourne?
Yeah, it's in Melbourne.
I'm going to be here.
Are you going to be down? Are you going to be going, Sarah?
Yeah, I'll be here. I can go with you there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
I need
Hey,
someone
hey.
to come with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. I bought a ticket for the whole weekend.
When is Skepticon? Oh,
It's in December.
I know that Thomas Westbrook is coming from America. I don't know who
Is he
else.
really?
The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is coming. That's the whole reason why I'm going down. If it wasn't for the Skeptic's Guide, I'd be like,
I wouldn't mind seeing Thomas anyway. That'd be cool.
Unfortunately, it would cost way too much for me to get down there due to my medical expenses.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well,
now I
well,
wanna
let's
go,
not raise
damn it.
money for NotJah then. Okay. Let's raise money for Sarah instead. It's like $300 for the whole weekend ticket, so it's
Holy shit.
That's
Not
too
sure.
bad.
I am
Family in
concerned for
Melbourne?
you.
I don't know. I have some friends in Melbourne.
I am legitimately concerned for you, NotJah.
I don't think there's a porn site where NotJah can find the stuff that turns him on.
Some deep web shit.
Deep web, yeah, deep web.
That's deep web shit.
But anyway, going back to what I was saying, I still would like NotJah to get some money for an upgrade in his computer and stuff, because he's part of the reason why he's not producing content is because his computer's shit.
Oh,
So-
have you got your NBN now, NotJah?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Fucking.
About fucking time.
Yeah, my downloads are shit, but my uploads are a little better.
Really?
Yeah, they're not a whole lot better. They're like shit, just a little bit better than 1 megabyte. So